What happened to DPLS stock? So far, so good. The news as at the 27th of October, that was Wednesday, the 27th of October, the news was that Darkpulse subsidiary Optilon and Regent enter into new strategic partnership with under Regent's kinetic mesh partner program. That was the news as at the 27th of October 2021. But outside that, technically for the stock, what we can see, what you're looking at right now, is the one-day chart. This is based on the 1 minute interval. This is all that happened on the 29th of October 2021, Friday the 29th. Today's the 1st of November. So far nothing has formally traded. So on this one-day chart, we can see that DPLS stock did not exceed the high of the previous session. The high of the previous session we can see from here was 1.0. You can see that the price there is $0.103. It didn't exceed that. It only reached this price is $0.1. So it didn't exceed the price of the previous session. Possibly a sign that the pullback may not be over. It's possibly that they pull back. We saw that pullback that happened as well from that high of $0.103. You can see that it pulled back. That it may be a sign that that pullback may not be over, but it's still early days. This pullback is obviously the one that occurred on Thursday, the 28th of October. So DPLS stock reached, yes, as I pointed out, a price of $0.103 in that session of the 28th of October at exactly 11:10 a.m. Eastern US time, and closed for that session. It ended the session of that day, the 28th, at $0.08. So the fact that it did not exceed the high of the 28th, does not indicate a strong conviction that it is ready to resume its uptrend. This is the uptrend we are talking about here, the uptrend that has been in effect. That was in effect all through the month of October for sure. Sorry, all through the last few trading sessions, all the way from the 27th. It wasn't an uptrend. As you can see, the underlying trend is a bullish one here. This is the 5-day trend. This is the last week. This is the last week's chart for DPLS stock. So yes, you can evidently see that there is an uptrend here. So the fact that it didn't trade exceed that previous high, the high of the 28th of October, maybe that it's not, people are not market participants, and indeed the aquants may not be convinced that the uptrend may be resuming anytime soon. So it also closed about where it opened. You can see it's closed at $0.09 and they opened at 0.0908 dollars. So that's right about where it opened. It also closed, yes. So it traded in the middle of a narrow range. You can see that middle of a narrow range. The range is a narrow one. All signs that buyers lack the conviction at the moment. As things stand right now, they lack that conviction. Compared to what happened in the 27th, they're not that convinced. But the positive there is that the positive amongst all these things is that if you look at the D line of the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator for this one-day chart, you can see that what you have there is that the stock isn't oversold. As a matter of fact, it just left the overbought territory. It is not oversold, which is very good and typical of an uptrend. Okay. However, those lines, the first line has not crossed the slow line. As you can see, hasn't crossed it yet. Still below it. So if he had crossed, then it will indicate that there is some more upside strength. Yes. Okay. The first line is at 68.6, which is below the value for this slow line, which is 73.6. So this is based on the one day chart. That's all that happened on the 29th, Friday the 29th, and here on the weekly one, we can also see, yes, okay, yes, here in this case, it's also not oversold, But the positive there for this weekly chart is that the fast line has exceeded the slow line. The fast line is at 57.5, the slow line is at 52.8. So it's indicating some positive there. It's not oversold. So as I indicated, it's good and it's typical of an uptrend. So moving on, we can see what the readout here is saying. It says that the volume for the last 10 trading sessions is at 29.132 million shares. For the last 90 days, it's 65.875. So the volume has dropped off significantly, by more than half if you compare what the 10 days saying relative to what the 90 days saying. Okay, so then doing analysis based on the daily chart is indicating that it's definitely in a strong bullish trend. Yes, the stock is in a strong bullish trend indeed. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero and rising, but it's lagging the S&P 500. So this daily chart is looking at the bigger picture. It's not exactly looking at what has happened in this lack of conviction that was printed out based on the daily model. So it hasn't overwhelmed it yet. So it's still indicating that the stock is, broadly speaking, is still in a bullish, is in a strong bullish trend. Momentum is also strongly bullish as well. You can see that. At least based on this weekly chart, we can still say it's still strongly bullish, and indeed the daily chart. So let's quickly print out this daily chart so that we will have a better picture of what we're seeing here. Let's get this daily chart out. You can see that, yes. You can see the stock is in a strong bullish trend. It's extending and moving upwards. So let's update this to 1st of November. Let's update it to the 1st of November, and we have everything in place, even though we haven't printed anything yet for this 1st of November. You can see that it clearly has exceeded the 10 and the 20-day moving average on this daily chart, which is a 1-year one. It spans the 52 weeks, last 52 weeks. You can see here in this chart as well, the momentum is strongly bullish. The fast line is far ahead of the slow line. See, fast line is at 56.2, the slow line is at 40.03. So it's strongly bullish as well. The RSI is also indicating strength as well. So the momentum is strongly bullish, evidently. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay higher prices for DPLS stock. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term selling pressure has given way to near-term accumulation by traders. So as it concerns to price targets, we still maintain the target, this high of $0.103 it reached on the 28th. We still see it. Evidently it is a resistance. For now, based on what has happened on Friday, we think it will not exceed that $0.103. We're still going to maintain that as our price target. So see what you make of DPLS stock. It's easily a buy. Going by all the fundamentals and what's that's been going on technically for the stock. Okay, and thank you very much for watching this video.